Welcome back. Sorry about the delay in uploading new videos, but we've been super busy around here with the chicks and with schoolwork, with the online learning, and trying to build this chicken coop. We've been going nonstop almost every single day. Plus, I also had my stepdaughter and her fiance in town for a few days earlier this week. So shout out to them. We had a great time. So we took a few days off to entertain them for a few days. So they've gone back. We're back to work again. And we've got some updates now for the chicks and some different things that I want to show you. So as you can see, we've had to put a chicken wire top to this because even though they're just under 2 weeks old, they're growing like crazy. They're all developing their wings, and as you can see, they kind of like to jump around and try and fly. So those Austro whites that we have, and I'll show you those in a second, are huge compared to the other ones. They're developing much faster, and the Austro whites, every time we come down, they are finding different ways to fly, and they are getting right to the very top. So I only had a few minutes yesterday, so I kind of threw this together. Just had some 2x4s and cut them to the size and just stapled some chicken wire to it and just used them as weights on the side, so you can see here, and that's good enough to keep them in, and still plenty of air circulating. But yeah, these little guys are going crazy trying to fly around inside the brooder. Also, as you can see, they're scratching all over the place. I don't know if they're hunting or they're sensing food underneath there that may have been dropped, but they're scratching all over the place. So what's happening is they're actually kicking up all the pine shavings into their water dish and into their food. So what I've done is I've actually moved the food and the water dish back farther, back into these corners over here. So hopefully they will stop getting so much of the pine shavings down into their water, because it's really clogging it up. This morning I came down and found the entire water dish was full to the top all the way around with pine shavings, and they weren't able to get any water. So a little dangerous because they can get dehydrated really fast. So I'm trying my best to keep it elevated and also keep it in the corner to keep them from putting those pine shavings in there. One thing that I've done with the chicks since about the second day is I take some of their feed and put it into my hand and slowly put my hand down in there, which they're always scared of. But day by day, they would get closer and closer to me until finally they started eating out of my hand. And every time, as you can see, they're flying around inside there. But I put my hand down in there and made the sound of chick, 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 and telling them that it's time for a treat. So I would feed them out of my hand, and more of them have been coming up over the past 2 weeks to eat out of my hand. So today's the first day that I'm actually going to give them a treat. And what I did was my youngest son and I had some scrambled eggs for breakfast this morning, and we had some left over. So I took the scrambled eggs, and as you can see, I went ahead and shredded it all up into tiny little crumbles, actually about the same size, if not smaller than their regular food that they have, their feed crumbles. So it should be real easy for them to eat this and to digest it. And from everything that I've seen and read, everyone says that the scrambled eggs are real good for the chicks, gives them lots of protein, and it's really healthy for them. So as you can see, these Austro whites are getting huge. Feathers really coming in well. We've had no more cases of pasty butt in the past 4 or 5 days, so that's a good thing. Hopefully they're out of that stage. But they're all doing real well. They're getting big, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks, when they're about 4 weeks old, we'll be able to get them out to the chicken coop. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I feed them their treats and stuff out of my hand because I want them to get used to me, and I want them to get used to people and not be so scared when someone comes around. So as you can see, I'm going to give them a small amount in my hand right now, and it's all crumbled up. So you can see right there, and we'll see how they like it. Not my finger. Not my finger, the eggs. So it usually only takes one or two to come over and start eating out of my hand, and all the rest of them realize, ooh, there's something good here. Let me get some of that. Okay, so it seems like the scrambled eggs are a big hit. They've been eating the same thing for 2 weeks, so I'm sure any kind of different food would be a plus. Okay, settle down. They're very, very skittish still. They're still only babies, 2 weeks old. So that was my mistake for moving too fast. But I found that if I move a little slow, they don't get freaked out. But any kind of loud sound, any kind of sudden movements, and they'll definitely start freaking out and going crazy all around the brooder. So, update on the food, they are getting about 4 cups every other day. So 4 cups every other day is what they're going through. So anywhere from 8 to 12 cups a week. Still got plenty of chick starter feed crumbles left in that bag. So it'll definitely get them through until they go out into the chicken coop, which hopefully I'll have an update for the chicken coop within the next day or two. So that's our update on the chicks so far, and the brooder and everything that's been happening. So if you want to see more updates, then please, by all means, hit the subscribe button and keep up to date with what we're doing. See you soon.